Toronto Centre builds the capacity of financial supervisors and regulators to help ensure financial systems are stable and inclusive. Stable and inclusive financial systems are essential to poverty reduction and sustainable economic development, which helps better the lives of everyone. What keeps the world moving? What keeps it in motion? People interpret this question differently, and it's often difficult to explain. But how a stable and inclusive financial system keeps the world in motion is a little easier to explain. In order for a stable and inclusive financial system to go around, 4 key drivers need to be in place: the ability to safely transfer money, save and invest, get credit, and access financial protection. These 4 key drivers, along with regulators, supervisors, and the work of the Toronto Centre, create the foundation of a stable and inclusive financial system. But what do we mean by financial stability and financial inclusion? Financial stability for individuals means that when you get up in the morning, you don't have to worry about losing all your money or your home. We are all aware of the effects of instability and financial crisis. And financial inclusion means making financial services accessible and affordable to everyone, regardless of gender, economic conditions, or status. In developed economies, stable and inclusive financial systems are often taken for granted, similar to the way we think of clean water and reliable electricity. They're just there. But for developing economies, achieving financial stability within financial systems is complex and requires many participants and the right conditions. These participants are banking, securities, as well as insurance and pension supervisors and regulators, government, non-government organizations, and educators. Let's look at some stories of how financial inclusion and the reduction of financial barriers enables the 4 key drivers to positively impact the lives of individuals in developing and emerging economies. The first driver is payment systems, which supports the transfer of funds without the use of cash. Tanet sells his handmade crafts to tourists near one of the city's attractions. Many tourists want to buy his crafts, but they prefer to pay with their credit cards. Tanet recently began to use a secure digital payment system that is instantaneous and allows his customers to pay with their phone or credit card. His sales have increased, and Tanet also feels safer not having to keep so much cash in his home. Supervisors and regulators played a role in ensuring the proper policies and frameworks were in place to allow for the secure digital transfer of funds. The second driver is saving and investing. Individuals need a safe and trusted way to store their extra money. Individuals can save for the longer term through investing. Investing can help individuals purchase land, own a home, and support family members. The Patel family have been successful in their family business. They keep a small amount of their savings in cash and invest the rest in purchasing livestock from the farmer down the road. While they do have a bank account, they don't use it often because the bank is too far for them to get to regularly. Recently, banking kiosks have been opening nearby, and now the Patel family have access to banking services such as saving and investing. They now have the ability to put aside money in a safe way, which provides financial security and allows them to earn some interest. In the past, they may have only been able to buy more livestock with any excess cash, but now they have another option due to the oversight of supervisors and regulators that is safe and less risky. They even have the option to invest in education accounts. The third driver is credit, where individuals can borrow money and they pay it back with interest. Credit provides funds that people otherwise wouldn't have access to. Magdalena is the oldest child in her family and knows that she needs to begin working to support her family. She's skilled in basket weaving, but will need a loan to purchase the materials to make it a business. Magdalena is able to obtain a group loan with other women in her village. With this loan, she's able to start and grow her business. The fourth driver is insurance, which provides financial protection for individuals after experiencing a financial loss. The Jering family owns a small cafe. After the 2004 tsunami that devastated the region, they're worried about what will happen if there's another tsunami. They don't want to purchase other assets, such as a home, because they're afraid of losing everything. People around town are beginning to talk about a new service that is available called microinsurance. This microinsurance will protect the Jering family's cafe if there is another tsunami. The Jering family signs up right away. They're happy to pay a small price to feel safer and more secure, and will begin looking for a home now that they know they can protect it from loss. Toronto Centre builds the capacity of financial regulators and supervisors to create inclusive and stable financial systems. These 4 stories show what happens when the right participants create the right conditions and financial stability and inclusion occurs. These participants are government, non-government organizations, banking, securities, as well as insurance and pension supervisors and regulators, and Toronto Centre. Financial sector supervisors and regulators help to continue the efforts of safely removing barriers and overseeing the soundness of the system to build more stable and inclusive financial systems that contribute to poverty reduction and sustainable economic development. Our primary focus at Toronto Centre is to build the capacity of supervisors and regulators to implement change on the ground and ensure financial systems are stable and inclusive, and in doing so, create even more success stories. Our 4 stories show the potential impact of financial stability and inclusion in developing economies. Now imagine if there were 10 more stories, and then 50 more, and then 200 more. Toronto Centre, training supervisors and regulators to help keep financial systems stable, inclusive, and in motion.